Rotting or worse, festering. Because the shadow does not stay quiet. This is a crucial insight from the text. The shadow desperately wants to be seen.
It demands attention.
And if you don't look at it voluntarily, it will absolutely force you to look at it.
But how? Because if it's unconscious by definition, I don't know it's there. I can't just look inside and say, oh, hey, there's my repressed anger. So how do I actually spot it?
You don't look in the mirror. You look at how you react to other people. The text talks about projection.
The movie projector analogy.
Right. Projection is the primary mechanism of the shadow. You take the trait that you deny in yourself and you project it onto someone else.
And what's the clue? How do I know I'm projecting and not just observing reality?
The absolute telltale sign that this is happening is the intensity of your emotional reaction.
Okay, walk me through this because I want to make it practical.
Yeah.
Let's say I have a coworker. Let's call him Dave.
Okay, Dave.
Dave is arrogant. He constantly interrupts people in meetings. He's super annoying. I hate Dave. Is that my shadow? Or is Dave just a jerk? Because sometimes people are just jerks.
Dave might absolutely be a jerk. Let's assume Dave is in fact a jerk. But here is the test for you. Roll your eyes and move on with your day.
Usually no.
Exactly. Do you go home and stew about Dave for 3 hours? Do you seethe with rage when he speaks? Does he get under your skin in a way that feels totally irrational and obsessive?
If I'm losing sleep over Dave or writing angry emails to him in my head while I'm in the shower,
then Dave is carrying your shadow. You likely have a part of yourself that deeply wants to be arrogant, that wants to interrupt, that wants to take up space and be the center of attention.
but my ego says I am polite. I am humble.
Right. So when you see Dave doing the exact thing you secretly want to do, you attack him. You aren't really mad at Dave. You are mad at the mirror.
Wow. That is incredibly humbling. It basically means every single time I'm triggered, I am just telling on myself.
It is the ultimate reality check. The world is just a giant mirror reflecting your own hidden interior. And it's not just anger either. It happens with admiration, too.
The golden shadow.
Yes. If you are obsessively jealous of someone or you put someone on a massive pedestal and think they are practically a god, that is the golden shadow at work.
Because you're projecting your own potential for greatness onto them instead of owning it yourself.
Yes. You think I could never be that charismatic or that brilliant, so you worship them instead. But that potential has to be inside you, or you wouldn't even have the capacity to recognize it in them.
So what do we do about this? Do we go down into the basement and fight the shadow? Do we try to cut these negative traits out of us entirely?
No fighting. Fighting just strengthens the ego's defenses. The goal, according to Jung, is integration. You have to invite the stranger up for tea.
Which sounds lovely and cozy, but what does it actually look like to integrate arrogance? Do I just start interrupting people and being a jerk like Dave?
Not exactly. It means owning the trait so that you can control it rather than it secretly controlling you.
Okay.
It means saying, I am generally a polite person, but I also have a real capacity for arrogance. And when you admit that the energy completely changes, that arrogance in the shadow, once it is brought up into the light, transforms. It becomes assertiveness. It becomes confidence. It becomes the ability to finally stand up for yourself in a meeting.
Oh, I see. So the poison actually becomes the medicine.
Precisely. You reclaim that blocked energy. You stop needing Dave to carry it around for you. And suddenly Dave is just Dave.
He doesn't trigger you anymore.
He doesn't. You might even find yourself feeling a little bit of compassion for him.
I absolutely love that. Okay, moving deeper into the map.
Right.
We have gone past the personal shadow. Now the text gets into something a little more mystical and honestly a little more confusing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
The anima and the animus.
This is definitely where people get tripped up, so let's try to simplify it.
Yeah.
Jung believed that the human psyche is inherently whole. It contains all human potential.
Right.
But socially and biologically, we usually identify primarily with one gender role.
And the text is very specific here. We aren't talking about chromosomes. This isn't a biology class.
Right, we are talking about archetypes. Think of them as fundamental software programs that come pre-installed in the human psyche.
Okay.
Jung argued that a man has a minority feminine aspect in his unconscious, which he called the anima, and a woman has a minority masculine aspect, which he called the animus.
So let's break those down. What is the anima actually doing in there? Is it just about a man being sensitive?
It is a lot deeper than that. The anima represents the eros principle.
Eros meaning connection.
Connection, relationship, feeling, intuition, the whole irrational flow of life. So if a man is very logical, very head-centered all the time, the anima holds his entire capacity for depth and genuine emotion.
And what happens if he ignores her? if his ego thinks emotions are just for the weak.
Then she possesses him. This is a key term in the text anima possession.
That sounds intense. What does it look like?
It doesn't look pretty. A man who completely rejects his anima doesn't just become super logical, he becomes moody. He gets incredibly touchy.
Like brooding.
Brooding, or he gets sentimental in these weird, sappy, irrational ways, or he just becomes resentful and whiny.
Like the neglected internal partner starts breaking the dishes just to get his attention.
In a way, yes, exactly. And for women, the animus represents the logos principle.
Logos meaning logic and structure.
Logic, authority, structure, meaning ambition. If a woman suppresses her own power and her own authority.
Usually because society teaches her she needs to be nice and accommodating.
Right. If she suppresses that, then the animus possesses her. And animus possession often looks like these incredibly rigid, argumentative opinions.
Just arguing for the sake of arguing.
Yes, it's that voice that isn't actually seeking a conversation, but just aggressively wants to be right. Or, more dangerously, it turns inward.
How does it turn inward?
It becomes this brutal, relentless inner critic that tells her she's stupid, she's worthless, she's constantly failing. It's a very harsh, masculine energy turned against herself.
I think a lot of people listening can deeply relate to that harsh inner voice. But where this gets really spicy and where I think our listeners will really perk up is how this dynamic plays out in dating.
Oh, yes.
The text calls it the romantic trap.
It is the absolute classic trap. Remember how we talked about projecting the shadow onto Dave?
Yeah.
Well, we also project the anima and the animus. This is the entire psychological mechanism behind falling in love at first sight.
Wait, are you about to ruin romance for me? Because I actually really like the idea of love at first sight.
I might be ruining the Disney version of it,
Right.
yes. But just think about it logically. You meet someone,
Right?
you don't know them at all, you have talked to them for maybe 10 minutes at a bar.
Right.
But you feel this magnetic, overwhelming, intense pull. You feel like they are the one, they complete you.
You complete me. Total Jerry Maguire style.
Exactly. And Jung would say, no, they absolutely don't. You have simply projected your own inner golden shadow, your own anima or animus, directly onto them.
So a man who is totally cut off from his own emotions sees a woman and thinks she is my soul.
Yes. He isn't seeing her at all. He is seeing his own missing emotional life projected onto her like a blank movie screen.
So he is literally just loving the image, not the actual person.